Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Part of the Noobs Show. This is our inaugural show, first one out of the chute. So glad you guys stopped in to watch us live today. I'm JGotti. The man next to me is the Optimus Magnum. I want to say thank you for tuning in live today on the Twitch channel. We got some good stuff for you today. Keep in mind, if you didn't miss this, if you missed this right now, we want to thank you as well because we're going to be uploading this to YouTube later this week. We also plan on putting this out there in the podcast universe, wherever you download your podcast. You'll be able to stop in and take a listen at your leisure throughout the rest of the week if you're unable to make today's live show. Today, got a few topics. We're going to go over some gaming news with you. We also want to talk about some esport updates, some GGR updates. We're going to have Retro Corner with Optimus. He's got some good stuff to talk about today. We also have some tech talk news and some gaming deals you don't want to miss out on. So let's get right into the show today. Again, thank you, everybody. Let's get some hype in the chat. Yeah, let's go. Hype in the chat if you got it. Emotes, pop them in there. We want to start off today with some GGR updates. And just to remind you before we get there, we're going to be here every Saturday. So if you want to make this your appointment, we'd appreciate it if you would. Every Saturday morning, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. We want to be here, and we want to be here to entertain you and get your weekend cracking. So make sure you stop by each week for the Part in the Noob Show. All right. So first off, we got some GGR updates. So here we go. First off, next weekend, right, following the Part in the Noob Show, make sure you're active out there. Rhinolicious and Choppy Sticks are hosting an Apex tournament. It is a duos tournament. It's $10 per team, and all winnings are going to a charity of your choice. So it's really a competition. You want to get out there and get after it and win. And don't worry, Rhino and Choppy aren't going to be in the tournament. They're going to be casting, so you don't have to worry about them going out there and wiping the floor with everybody as they did last time we had a tournament. It's going to be next weekend, so April 24th and 25th, Saturday and Sunday next week. Make sure you stop in the GGR channel we have in the Discord. We have one for Smack Talk as well as just general information on how you can click the link and join up with that setup. Obviously, Rhino and Choppy are available to get that information to you as well. Coming up Monday, we've been doing this for a few weeks now. It's been a great show. We're going to have Geek Corner again Monday. Matt's Geek Corner and Peter Byte will be hosting the show per usual and going after each other competition style with some retro gaming. Monday's game is going to be Sonic 3 and Knuckles. It's going to start at 8 p.m. Eastern on the GGR Twitch channel. So you don't make sure you don't want to miss out on that. Good times to be had there for sure. And finally, last GGR update for this week. I want to encourage you guys. We just had the weekly top 10 come out on Thursday. It was another banger. Hashtag ultralight edits. Yes, he does a great job putting the top 10 together every week. Make sure you go out there and check it out. If you haven't been in a top 10 before and you want to be part of the top 10, it's real easy. All you have to do is take your Twitch clip, you copy and paste it in the weekly top 10 channel in the Good Game Report Discord, and you too can be part of that top 10, right? Ultra likes to see new faces in there and definitely likes to reward people for outstanding gameplay or funny bloopers. If you didn't catch a blooper this week, Bert might have been the subject of maybe a blooper. So if you haven't watched the video, make sure you go out and watch week 48 today following the podcast or the Part in the Noob Show. I'm calling it a podcast, but I'm not. This is a show. We're going to do this show every week. We're going to have it available in different mediums. So I apologize if I call it a podcast. It's going to be somewhere you can listen to it, obviously. But get out there, post your clips in the weekly top 10. We'd love to see you in there. And we'd love to see your clips and your gameplay as well. Just an awesome opportunity to celebrate our community, which is you guys, right? And as well, get your name out there. Our editor, which is the editor of this stream as well as the YouTube, he does a pretty good job of putting your Twitch links in there and that kind of stuff. So it can give you some notoriety as well. So consider that when you're posting in the weekly top 10, okay? All right. And that's all we got for the GGR updates right now. We're going to move right into gaming news. So coming up real fast here, just a couple of weeks, Apex Legends is going to see a change. We're going to get into season 9 already. I remember playing this in season 0. Wow, how Apex has changed over the years, right? Some good, bad, and ugly, and some pretty cool things too. We're going to see numerous changes come up in Apex Season 9. Recently mentioned by, Chad Griner. He's an Apex game director. He said, if you're a Titanfall fan, hold on for Season 9 because there's going to be some really cool stuff in there. I don't know how to feel about that personally. I enjoy the game Titanfall as its own, but I hope Respawn makes the choice to not put Titans and stuff like that into Apex, because I don't think they have any place. Like if they want to be eye candy, like the dinosaur is out there in Season 0 standing in the water, yeah, cool. But don't make me fight a Titan or with a Titan in Apex, please. Optimus, what do you think about that?
I don't think it's going to be Titans. I think they're just bringing weapons in. So you're going to see a lot of different kind of weapons from Titanfall like start to make their way into the game. I mean, this Apex Legends is set in the Titanfall universe, so I doubt it. I think what would be cool, and I was telling you about this, if they had Titans in the background, like say they have a new map where you're running through a factory, and in that factory they're producing Titans, and you see that in the backdrop, which would be dope. But I think it's weapons. Honestly, that's what I think it is. Either that or wall running, maybe a wall running character. Now that might be something, but I don't know if that'd be fair if there's only one character that can wall run or something like that. But I have a feeling they might do that.
Fair enough. Let's talk about some things that we do know for certain about Season 9. We do know that Loba's buggy bracelet, if you ever play with Loba, you know that thing's inconsistent, right? It's always bugging out, airing out when you're trying to escape a fight or insert yourself into one. They're supposed to be putting some fixes in that's going to bring some clarity to that and hopefully be better for gameplay. We do know there's going to be a light nerf on the Black Market Boutique as well. It's probably going to impact its range and the time to charge it and whatnot, and not the actual functionality of the Black Market, because I'll be honest, I love playing with a Loba player. I love getting loot without having to run around. What about you, Optimus?
I do too. As you know, I get killed all the time while I'm in the Black Market. I spend a little too much time in there because I'm shopping and I'm getting, used to the whole thing because I'm the world's worst Apex player, but I'm always in that Black Market looking around, and while I'm looking, I get shot in the back.
Hey, a 0.4 KDR is higher than a lot of people still. You're not the worst.
That's just for Season 8. I'm 0.3. Winning.
I'll take you as a teammate any day. All right, so we're going to see that definitely change with Loba. The one that kind of bugs me a little bit is Lifeline, right? Lifeline's actually going to see a remove of the res shield, which I thought was really clutch to be able to quickly res somebody, move on with combat, stay engaged in the fight. So honestly, I'm not a big fan of that. They're going to try to appease us a little bit, though, right? They're going to increase the tactical healing speed by, they say, 60%, which I could use that. I mean, that's going to still be good. And they said they're going to buff the care package. In other words, when they're talking about it specifically, they're claiming that if you use the care package, you're going to get better loot than what you currently have, which could be good. The care package is kind of a mixed result, though, too, because if you drop one of those things, everybody in the freaking map knows where it's at, right? So kind of drawing attention to yourself as well. If it were me, you can leave the care package the way it is or take it away for all I care. I just like to use it as bait for somebody to go pick it up. So, but interesting, they're going to remove the res shield. They must have received some negative commentary around that. It is what it is. Also, the last one, and this isn't definite, but Revenant's being tested to see what they can buff for him without overpowering him. I think his ultimate's already pretty crazy as it is. I mean, you get to run into battle, do what you want to do, and you know what? If you're not successful and you get killed, you're going right back to the spawn beacon, right? So I think it's powerful enough as it is, but they don't have any solutions so far. I think they're just putting out there to put bugs in our ears and create conversation, to be honest, and to get people like me talking about it on the part of the Noob Show. So that's that. One thing I'm really excited about is because we wanted the Mastiff when the Mastiff wasn't on the floor. Like, put it as floor loot. Put it as floor loot. Okay, so we got the Mastiff as floor loot. Been around for a while. I tell you what, I was playing the other day and I picked up a Peacekeeper out of a care package, and it slaps, man. I forgot how much I love the Peacekeeper. The Peacekeeper is rumored to become floor loot again in Season 9. So if you're a fan of using the Peacekeeper, there's something about that charge. You're aiming down sight and they come around the corner. Pop!
Yep.
have some highlights out this week for that. I love the Peacekeeper. It's probably going to be floor loot in season 9. So when we get a new season of Apex, traditionally they bring a new legend into the fray, or they have in the past, right? For most seasons. The rumored character for this one is Blisk. Now, if you guys ever played Titanfall, you kind of know who the character Blisk is. He's a South African mercenary pilot. He's a leader of the Apex Predators. He appears in Titanfall 1 and 2 as a character. Been a lot of, yeah, as you know, when updates go out, there's lots of data miners out there that go actually look at the code in the back end, because many of these games update what they need. Contrary to popular opinion, they don't just update everything that one time you're waiting forever on a download for your game to start when the new season starts or whatnot. They actually go out and preload some of that stuff. So data miners have confirmed that Blisk looks like the option that's going to happen in season 9. Don't have too much information on what his tactical or ultimate ability may be, but definitely looking at him as a possible new legend in season 9 for Apex. And then just another Apex kind of rumor thing, they're saying, Respawn's saying, hey, we've got 4 new legends locked up through season 12. So it sounds like they're kind of ahead of the ball game as far as who they want in to bring into the game. So look forward to that. Season 9 of Apex coming out on May 4th, as long as everything goes to its current timeline. Heard some news about Harris Heller this week. Optimus, did you have some news on Harris Heller?
Yeah, so Harris Heller, if you guys know who that is basically your stream doctor. He's the guy that teaches you how to stream, basically. He announced this week that he's leaving Twitch, or he's ended his partnership with Twitch, basically, or they ended their partnership with him, vice versa. He kind of asked for it, asked when they're going to do it, and they finally just did it, and just did it randomly or whatever, as he says in his video. And he basically said, I'm leaving Twitch for YouTube permanently for streaming, and putting another bigger like YouTuber / Twitch streamer. He wasn't the biggest Twitch streamer, but he's well known in the community as, you know, he does stream beats and the on the licensed music that won't get your copyright strikes, basically, on Twitch or YouTube. Right. And he's known as one of those guys, and it was a big ordeal because a lot of people are like, wait, why are you leaving when you don't have to? And he said it in his video. He's given up $20,000 a month streaming on Twitch to make nothing on YouTube, to which, you know, it's not going to last, because he's going to get his channel is going to get monetized very soon, and he's going to start making money on YouTube, because that's what he does. He makes a lot of money on YouTube in general on his channel Alpha Gaming. So, and he literally started streaming on a brand new channel, which is called Harris Heller. And it begs the question, you know, is now the time to start looking at YouTube as a formidable streaming option for some streamers out there? And he actually put out a video on this too as well, talking about this, how it's good for him, but it may not be good for other people. So Gotti, what do you think about YouTube streaming versus Twitch streaming in I guess in your opinion, because you're obviously a Twitch streamer and you do some YouTube videos as well?
I think it's great to be able to use both platforms. I think as a streamer, you want to be discoverable in more than one area. I think if you live inside of one box and there's only one place that comes from content for you.
Oh, did he freeze up? Okay.
Oh.
Yo, you're good now. Yeah. You froze up for a second, but you're good now. Go ahead.
Dude. So like I was saying, you want to be discoverable on more than one platform. I don't just live on Twitch. I have a YouTube where I upload videos weekly. You know, I get out there on the talk, like the Talk Father does, right? Get out there on IG and try to be on Twitter and try to be in social media as well. I think that it's not probably everyone's best move to stream on YouTube, right? Depending on where your people are coming from, right? If you got a strong Twitch audience that's there all the time, keep using Twitch, right? It's a very nice vehicle. They still have a lot of things that are very catered toward you, the streamer. Whereas YouTube's going to still have some things that maybe aren't. I know you were talking to me the other day, Optimus, about maybe streaming more of a retro game, right? And some of that gameplay and the audio from that gameplay, which is so important. It goes along with the experience of streaming that game. You know, you might get you might get the video taken right on YouTube or whatnot. They may cause you to put it down. So I think that's one gap that YouTube has got to fix. They've been really good about DMCA stuff and having a lot of preventative checks and whatnot. But I think if they want to bring the true gamer in, they're going to have to allow some things like that the Twitch does right now and doesn't give anybody any hard time about. So um, yeah, I think it's ultimately, do I see myself streaming on YouTube? Maybe in the future, maybe at some point. I think Twitch is still the best streaming platform. With the exception is, and it's something we talked about a little bit too, is everybody's got YouTube. You can talk to your grandfather, right? You can talk to a 6-year-old. They know what YouTube is. They know how to watch YouTube videos. So there is that. Where Twitch is, if you don't know what Twitch is, you don't know what Twitch is. 3 years ago, I have no idea what Twitch is. Couldn't even tell you. If you stop me on the street, you're like, "Hey, JGotti, what's Twitch?" I'm like, I don't know. You tell me. Is that like Twitter? Right? I wouldn't be able to give you any kind of an explanation. So it does have a limited amount of viewership and notoriety versus YouTube. So see that being a thing that could be positive for you as well.
I ha- I had a hard time with my decision. I actually decided that I was going to stream on YouTube, and for me, it didn't work out because, like you said, I was playing retro games, and yes, some retro games they're not gonna copyright claim them and things like that. But I happen to be playing an older game called Ghostbusters, and it claimed a scene on me from the library scene, and it claimed the music on it, and it's a hassle to kind of fight it. And YouTube, this is a thing where I feel that YouTube needs to get better at. They suck when it comes to like fighting a copyright claim because they go back to the actual person that copyright claimed your video. So he's the judge. He's the guy that says, "Hey, he took my music or he took something from me." He might not even be the owner of it.
Right.
But they go back to him and say, "Hey, he's saying that's not yours." And the guy can just say, "Well, it is. So too bad." And that's it. You're done. And it shouldn't go back to them. It should be like another person, a third party that reviews it and says, "Wait a minute, this is not yours. Why did you claim this?" And that's the kind of thing. Like anybody can claim your music, your videos, your content, and say it's theirs or something like that, and you get a copy. Now, remember, copyright claim is not a strike. It's not going to take down your channel. It's just a claim on your video. It's monetized. They're basically stealing money from you if your videos are monetized. But
the money grab, right?
Exactly. It's literally a money grab, and YouTube has not really done much to fix it. Now, the big channels, Harris Heller, a person like Dr. Disrespect, or any of the big people on YouTube can fight it. They got lawyers, they can afford that stuff. They have a management team that can fight that instantly to get taken down because YouTube loves them because they generate revenue for YouTube. So that's why they're able to be able to do that. But as for me, little old me, I can't stream on YouTube right now currently just because of that. But I do make content, so that's it's all right. And like you said, nobody really, not many people. I mean, there's a lot of millions of people obviously that know Twitch, but now there's not many people that is not as many people though as are on YouTube though. Everybody knows YouTube. So it's really cool to be able to stream on that platform if you can. And if you play Apex, you play COD, you play games like, just multiplayer games, Overwatch, all those kind of cool games. Hey, I would make the jump to YouTube because you're not streaming content that's going to get copyright claimed because you're just streaming gameplay and it's literally gameplay. There's no music they can claim from that. They can't do anything from that. And your gameplay will just be out there and you have a potential to even grow more than you would on Twitch because the algorithms are much, much better on YouTube than they are on Twitch.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I agree. It's all about the money, and YouTube's going to go where the money's at. At least that's where they're going right now. Just imagine YouTube. If you're listening, YouTube, imagine a bunch of Twitch streamers coming flooding your platform with content and more people to get in there and run advertisements in their channels to make you more money. Imagine that you actually welcomed in a community to make yourself the biggest streaming platform along with videos in the world. There's my plug, YouTube. Take it or leave it. All right. Moving on to the Call of Duty League. This is one of my passions. This is a big reason why I continue to play Call of Duty, even though they put a title out every year and make us buy it. Professional Call of Duty League is something I've watched for a number of years now. Optimus, give me your best I love Call of Duty League face. Yeah, that's what it is. My compadre sitting to the side of me here is not a huge fan of competitive gameplay. I'll let him speak his piece on that. But last weekend had the second major of the season for Call of Duty League. If you guys don't watch it, it is shown on YouTube Gaming, that company we were just talking about. Was formerly on Twitch, it's moved to YouTube this last couple of years since the format has changed for the league. We had a huge upset last weekend. If this is foreign to you, check out the esports channel in the Discord. I am constantly posting like what the new schedule is, when you can be in there to watch it, when you can check it out, as well as my rooting interests, even though my team sucks right now and can't get them things together, even though they got probably some of the most talent out there. Brian Oyanyan, that's in our stream, is a big fan of FaZe, and FaZe has done a great job this season. Only a couple losses so far, heavily favored, coming into another major to clean up and take home another crown. Just so you guys understand the Call of Duty League a little bit, there are 5 majors in a season. So this season of Call of Duty is followed by weekly gameplay, running into a weekend, a bunch of home series where teams are going to join in different groups and play each other, ultimately get seeding together for a major event. Major events are huge because if you win a major, it's a $200,000 payday for that team. That's pretty significant for
I
playing.
might
video
like it
games.
now.
Oh, you like it now? All right. He's into it now. He here's the $200,000 payday.
Woo!
This is some elite level gameplay, though. This isn't just people dropping in Warzone, trying to get some kills. This is multiplayer. This is multiplayer with rules. You can't even use all the things on the gun, right? They put limitations on the professionals to make sure that they're all playing on the same playing field, as well as they want to see it as competitive as possible. They really want to break it down to the physical gameplay to find out who's better than the other, who communicates best as a team. So this year we went back to 4-person teams. It was 5 last year, probably a little too much, back to the traditional 4. And a huge shout out to the Toronto Ultra pulling out the second major last weekend. Complete surprise. They knocked out Optic in their first match. They came in, they played FaZe in round 2. FaZe had him. FaZe just took care of him, right? And it's like, okay, we expected that. No big deal. So they go down the elimination bracket. They take out 100 Thieves. They take out the Minnesota Rocker. They beat the defending champs, Dallas Empire, and it was pretty solid win. And ultimately, in the grand final, they took out FaZe 5 games to 3 or 5 maps to 3. It was pretty crazy. They took home that $200,000 payday. Very impressive. Coming into the losers bracket, and then kind of have to move through the losers bracket and play a lot of good teams on the way there. Nobody really expected that. In fact, before the tournament, just in recent history, Toronto Ultra player Bance, he was getting called out by the fans of the team. Like, bench him, bring somebody up. I mean, there was a lot of distaste for Bance coming into this tournament. And lo and behold, Toronto fans had to bite their lip and their tongue just a little bit because Bance was key in the win over the FaZe clan last Sunday. He went 10 kills, 0 losses in map 7, search and destroy, which is amazing. Ultra ended up wiping FaZe 6-0 in that S&D to take the commanding lead, and then they follow it up. They beat them 5-3 in maps, which was amazing. In fact, Toronto as a team really just killed it in search and destroy this tournament. They were the number 1 team in search and destroy. Their KDR was 1.35. That's not Optimus's 0.3 from Apex. As a team for the tournament, they're 1.35, which is amazing. Stage 3 is going to be absolute banger. We got some continued roster changes happening in the league. That's going to happen from time to time. In fact, it's already set. They've already set the teams for stage 3. It's going to start here very soon, April 22nd, next weekend. I believe that's a Thursday. Yeah, Thursday. Season, stage 3. I keep saying season, but stage 3 is going to get kicked off, and we're going to start to see some more action. Again, congratulations on the Toronto Ultra. No one expected. Like, Call of Duty League tweets out there, gets on Instagram and tells you, like, You can rate who you think your pick's going to be for the major and who's going to win. These guys had like a less than 5% chance of winning it all. If you're talking about sports betting, if you were betting on this, I'm looking at you, Craigo. If you were betting on esports, if you bet on Ultra, you would have won big last weekend. Nobody expected them to beat the FaZe Clan. But don't worry, Yan Yan, your FaZe will be back. They're a very talented team. A lot of EUs still on that team from previous years. They are solid. They will be back. You can expect the Dallas Empire to be right back in there in the middle of things. I really look for the New York Subliners and Clayster's leadership to get back in the ring there. And I hope, this is my prayer, please, Optic Gaming, figure it out. You've got so much talent. Stop making guys like me lose. The last game that we lost, we were up 3-1. In other words, we had 3 players that were alive, and it's like a baseball's game 7 in the National League Championship Series. We got 3 people alive. They got 1. The 1 beat the 3 of us. Just lined up. It was terrible. It was so heartbroken last weekend, but still managed to watch some esports nonetheless. So that's all the COD news for this week. Want to also bring out, they're not actively playing, but the GGR has a CSGO team of its own. Some of you guys have probably seen that in the Discord, some advertisements as they're live. They just finished their postseason just recently. But last week, like the major leagues in the ESL of their CSGO season came to a close as well for season 13, I believe it was. Yeah, season 13. It was actually pretty crazy. So while I was kind of watching COD League a little bit out of the corner of my eye because Optic failed so massively and I was still butthurt about it, I checked this out because honestly, I haven't watched a lot of CSGO, especially professional played CSGO, until our guys kind of came up and joined up with a good game report. And they actually had their grand final on Sunday. Check out for this. You could have started it, went and had a nice dinner, watched a movie, and come back, and this thing was still going. It took 5 maps and 7 hours to crown a champion of season 13. So Team Heroic, congratulations. Beat Gambit 3 games to 2. That's massive. Can you imagine staying focused for 7 hours? 7 hours of gameplay to win a round, or basically a game, and part of the matches you're doing best of 5. You've got to win 16. Yeah, first to 16, and you got to be up by 2. And we saw our guys go into extras a lot here toward the end of the season. I want to give a shout out to Casper Cadian. Heroics up 15-6 in game 5, right? They're not necessarily looking to close it out on this particular round. He's in a 1v4 late in this game, right? And then nobody's thinking, no, they're not getting 16 here. It's 1v4. So he comes out with a knife, gets a kill. He's got the sniper, gets a kill. And before you know it, he's wiped those 4 players and took Team Heroic to a very unexpected victory. As far as that game, they didn't expect it to go down quite like that. Really clutch. If you go out in socials and you look up Casper Cadian, Cadian, and his clutch, it's like none other. If you like gameplay, period, this would definitely be in our weekly top 10. I'm just going to say it right now. It'd be there. So congratulations to Team Heroic and winning the season 13 championship. Appreciate it. Ultra, you want to go on to games, movies, and toys?
Ultra?
I was thinking about Team Ultra. That's in Toronto. You can tell Toronto hasn't got out of my head yet, Tony.
All right, moving on to the retro corner. There is a new toy made by Hasbro, and it's of course going to be my favorite toy of the year. I can't afford it though. It is a Optimus Prime robot. And not only is this robot amazing, but it literally transforms itself. Like the thing gets up, stands up, using a voice command, you just tell him to transform. The thing gets up itself, transforms into Optimus, does all kinds of moves, talks, using voice commands. It's programmable. You can use an app on your phone to control it as well. You can tell it to do all kinds of commands. You can program it to do commands, poses. It literally moves. It kind of like breathes while it's standing still. It's kind of like breathing, like a real, like a person. It is the most. It's probably the coolest thing I've ever seen in my entire life, and it's like $699.99. So
Oh.
$700 for this thing, and it's on right now on the Hasbro website. And orders, you can pre-order it now, and orders are expected to ship on August 2nd. Now, for me, I want this, and I've asked to start a GoFundMe for this, but who I mean, I know there's people that collect things, and I know there's people that have the money and they'll dish it out for this, but how can you justify paying $700 for this thing, even though it is the dopest thing I've ever seen in my life? Gotti, would you pay $700 for this thing?
Oh my goodness. Would I pay $700? No, I think I need a GoFundMe plan started too if I'm going to do something like this. I can't deny that this thing is freaking cool. If you have any, I mean, obviously, Optimus Magnum here, gonna like this toy for sure. Who doesn't like Optimus Prime? But for $700, it might be a little bit out of my price range. I might have to get a loan from the Talk Father for that.
Yeah, I know if I bought it, my wife would literally. I might get divorce papers the next day. I got a lot of stuff here, but man, if I spent $700 on a toy, woo.
The wife may not be feeling that, huh?
I better be followed by a vacation somewhere to the Bahamas, Puerto Rico, somewhere. But yeah, that's just a lot of money. But yes, it is really cool. If you have the money and you got money to burn like that, you got your stimulus check, because this is perfect time, right around that time for stimulus check. Look, what can I spend my stimmy on? Drop it on that if you want. But if me on my and I just can't. I can't do it. But I wouldn't mind seeing somebody else, I guess, have it or whatever. But if I can come across it somehow, luckily, I'll take it. But no, I'm never. Or maybe I'll get lucky and somebody will throw it away at Goodwill, and I'll find it.
I have to mention this because we knew it was coming, but I just glanced over at chat. And I said everybody's got to like Optimus Prime. Well, of course, not everybody. The Prince of Pain himself keys into chat and says, no, actually, I'm a Megatron guy.
There's always that one guy.
There's always that guy. So we got that guy. I'm sorry, I had to mention. I had to. I couldn't avoid it.
Yep. The Prince of Pain.
Mm-hmm.
But moving on. So if you're a fan of retro games, Time Splitters 2 in 4K was uncovered in the game Homefront Revolution on the PS4 or Xbox One. Now, people have known for years that you can go to a little arcade. It was an arcade system within the game, and you could play a couple of the maps on Time Splitters 2, a couple of the levels. Well, now there's some hackers that went into the code, did their thing, and figured out the code. And it was actually designed to always be that way. But the developer forgot the sequence of the codes. He wrote it down and gave it to somebody, and that person lost it. And so he just basically just said, well, forget it. If you can figure it out, figure it out. So they did. And there's a series of codes. You can go to Polygon or any of those websites and things like that, and you can find the code and enter it, and you can play literally the whole game unlocked within a game, which is really dope because I kind of like this thing where developers put games within games, like hidden in games, like Easter eggs, and you could play a completely another game while you're playing said game. Like if they did that in Call of Duty, that'd be dope. You have your Call of Duty, whatever, such and such that comes out, put a code in to play Modern Warfare 2. You could play Modern Warfare 2 online multiplayer. You know what I'm saying? Bring it to me back. Bring Modern Warfare 2 back. But anyways, yeah, that's a really, really cool thing. It was unlocked in Homefront Revolution, so that'll give you another excuse to pay $5 and get Homefront Revolution if you want to play Time Splitters 2 in 4K. And moving on, this is the big news this week for those of you guys. I don't know if it's considered too much retro, but it is to me because the PS3 and PSP store are closing down July 2nd, and also PlayStation Vita. The Vita is closing down August 27th, where the PS3 and PSP store is closing down July 2nd. So a lot of people are scrambling, and there's a lot of videos out on this, basically scrambling to like download their games beforehand because, and I want to be specific on this, as of right now, when the store closes, you have to have your games digitally purchased and make sure you don't have to necessarily download them to your console, but you have to have them at least digitally purchased before the second to be able to access them after the second. So you can still go into your account, download the games, and play them. Now, this is the big thing, and also DLC. If you have a game and it has DLC, you have to purchase it before the second to be able to still download that DLC and use it. If you wait and you realize DLC is on this and you wait till after the second, you will not be able to access that DLC ever. So you make sure you get all the DLC downloaded for a game that you want. If you still play PS3 or PSP or the Vita, make sure you get all that stuff that you need for those and download them, or at least purchase them and then download them. Now, for me, I downloaded everything that I bought and everything because I'm a little nervous that you never know if they shut that down. Will they also shut down the whole server, the network? And next thing you know, you can't download your games. So I just downloaded everything, left it on my PS3 as it is, and I'll just leave it alone for now. If you have that kind of space, back it up, like use a hard drive, back up your stuff. And hopefully Sony doesn't, go any further. But this has been a big story because a lot of people that play retro games or still like to preserve older games are really mad at Sony and their CEO for doing this kind of stuff because it's kind of shady practices. It's because it's like they're looking to the future, but they don't really care about the past and don't really care about the people that spent money on the games that they still like to play or go back to. So I don't know if you have any thoughts on this, but like, what do you think about what Sony's doing?
And that was the PS3 and PSP, right? And then the Vita later in the fall.
Yeah, Vita comes August 27th. Okay. No, PS4. No, not yet. No.
Okay, just making sure. I think there's a certain you can only expect a certain amount of gameplay to be supported. I only expect Sony to support it for so long, but they've got to continue to let you download it and stuff, right? I mean, this company's got millions upon millions upon millions of dollars. The PS5 has been the fastest growing selling console in U.S. history. The Switch is still putting out really solid numbers as far as the overall amount. They can't keep those in stock, but the pockets are lined here, Sony. Come on. You don't have to do it like this because you do have a lot of people that have the retro interest, and they want to keep these games alive. They want to continue to play them, right? Monday streams, like in the Geek Corner. What if they want to get into something like that and they didn't get something downloaded? Like, come on, Sony, do better.
And that's also, just to point out, it's also driving up the cost of the disc.
Yes.
So the PlayStation physical media is skyrocketing right now. So if you're looking to get into collecting, or you're looking to getting into, just want to play your PS3 games, buy them now if you want physical copies, because if you don't buy them now, when you try to get them later, that cost is going to be through the roof. They're going up like stock, like Bitcoin right now.
We don't want the PS3 stuff to end up being just as expensive as the Optimus Prime model we saw, right? We don't want that.
There's games that are that much. Believe it or not, there's retro games that cost more than that. But yeah, if you get your hands on those, you've lucked out. But yeah,
I bet, especially looking at all the stuff behind you. Yeah, if anybody knows the price of stuff, it's this guy. Optimus definitely knows how much that stuff costs. I'm going to transition into some tech talk. So April 1st, it's April Fools. Everybody's got their own pranks. We typically see this happen in social media, maybe in the office if you're actually working in the office. But it's a typical prank day, right? April Fools. They kind of lead you down a line. Well, Elgato ran us down a line, and they made a tweet on April Fools, which is April 1st, for a couple of different things. The one I'm thinking of is, well, there was the Cam link. And as you can look on the screen there, you can see it's basically 4 cam links taped together with duct tape. Well, some decorative duct tape, maybe. But it is, it's something, right? And we're like, ha, 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 ha. And in my head, I'm thinking, it would be nice if there was such a thing where we could put 4 HDMIs into one cord and then put it in the PC. Then I wouldn't have to have 4 cam links if I have multiple cameras in a setup. Well, turns out it wasn't a joke. They actually came out with the Elgato Cam Link Pro just a few days later. You can see it down there just below Optimus. 4 inputs, 4 HDMIs. So, we were talking about that a little bit this week. Obviously, it's pretty expensive. It's going to be $359 US. So this is not a cheap cam card, right? But it's got 4. And if you look out there, if you're looking for something similar, you're going to pay a lot more than this. A lot more than this. We're talking upwards of $1,000 for some of them, right? So you want to make sure that if you have a need for this, if you're going to spend money on something like this, you better have multiple cameras or have a desire to. This is going to affect a lot of high percentage of streamers. But for someone who wants to get into multiple cameras or maybe different applications other than streaming games, and maybe you want to have a setup like we've got right here, and you've got 4 different people locally that are doing that. You've got a Cam Link where you can plug in 4 HDMIs. It's going to range all the way from 480p up to 2160p at 30 frames per second, which is great quality, all in one card. So you won't have to worry about like USBs, right? We all know how USB webcams go. They don't like multiples plugged into the same board, right? You got to put one in the front, one in the back if you're doing a couple of different ones. But if you convert those into HDMI, you've got one card that can hold all of that out of just that one PCIe slot, which is really cool. Being that Elgato also owns the Stream Deck, you guys also already know how useful the Stream Deck can be. And if you don't, you should check it out. There's lots of YouTube videos out there for it. Whether you have the smaller, the 6 key, the 15 key, or the big boy XL, one way or the other, you can create folders, multi-actions, all different kinds of stuff coming out all the time for the Stream Deck and multiple uses. This is going to be embedded with really great functionality for this PCIe card. You can literally set up scenes. It's already in there. You can download it now if you have the card, and you can switch scenes back and forth with just a flick of a finger on your keyboard here on the Elgato. Reposition cameras, all kinds of stuff. Lots of cool flexibility with the product there. And then you're already using in the existing Elgato 4K capture utility. So if you already have that, you have a recent Cam Link, you're already using that software. So it's all going to be built in right there. And it seems to be pretty easy to use as far as that goes. Again, probably not something a lot of people are going to use, but if you're interested in multiple cameras and you want to get that set up, maybe you want to go grab some old GoPros or something and then hook them up that way and just take different angles with your stream. That's something that you could do, right? Obviously, you're going to be looking at a surplus of money if you're doing something like that. But it's finally nice to see somebody come in with a cam card that's going to allow 4 cameras. It's not $800, $1,000 to get your hands on it. I mean, you have to be a Harris Heller, right? Or somebody like that to even have the funds available to try something like that out. So pretty affordably priced, in my opinion. $359 if you want to take that route. Pretty cool option. Any thoughts on that, Optimus?
I think it's gonna be great. I actually love this. Also, where do they get that? Off topic. Where do they get that fancy tape that they put around those 4? Like, that is the most beautiful duct tape I've ever seen in my. It's like fancy. Like, it looks like you can. It's like soft on the outside,
textured maybe a little bit.
Yeah, it's like look at that texture. It's like perfectly cut. Like that's just beautiful.
Whoever taped those together did a great job.
So, anyways, that's probably why they're Elgato. That's why they make such great products. They even put great tape on their stuff. Yeah. So, the Cam Link Pro, I actually think this is unlimited possibilities. You can actually probably stream 4 things at once as well. Not just like you can have 4 people's gameplay on there, plug into everybody's. You can use the HDMI splitter, have people in the same room gaming, and have all 4 of your gameplay on the screen as you're playing. Like you could play Call of Duty or Apex. You got 3 people, and then you can just do whatever and have everybody's gameplay on one screen. It'd be the coolest thing ever. You just
might be
unlimited possibilities.
Might be boomer a little old of me, but I'm thinking about a LAN party.
Yeah.
Anybody ever go to a LAN party and chat?
Yeah.
Or am I just too old for that? Halo LAN party. Bring Halo back. Let's go.
Bring Halo back. Yes, I'm saying have LAN in the house and put them all and display them all. And you know how much fun that is? My goodness. I'm having a boomer moment now. This is awesome.
Cat 5 cable strung out in like 4 ends of the house so nobody can see each other's TVs, right?
Exactly.
Yelling from one house to the other end of the house. at your buddy because he just killed you playing multiplayer in Halo.
Oh man.
I digress. I'm sorry.
Hashtag boomer moments. Oh, that's awesome. All right. Let's you ready to move on?
Yeah, let's go.
All right. For game deals this week, for the PlayStation Spring Sale is going on right now, and it ends on April 28th. Right now, you can get up to 75% off for games. There's lots of great games under there, including a number of games under $20. Some notables: Assassin's Creed Valhalla, which Gotti has been streaming lately on his streams. There, it's going for $40.19. Other than that $59.99 price tag, or $69.99 for like the ultimate edition. Ghost of Tsushima, if I said that right, excuse me. It's also $40.19. I don't know what the big thing is about this $40.19, but why they put that 19 cents in there, but it is what it is. Attack on Titan 2 also. Now, why I'm saying this is a big reason. It's $41.99. The physical copy of this game right now is selling for over $150. You cannot find this game anywhere. And if you do, hold on to it or get it graded and sell it. Especially if you find it new, it will sell for thousands. So just so you know, the physical copy used of this game, Attack on Titan 2 Final Battle, is over $150. Some places selling for like 180. So, you know, if you get a chance to get it physically, get it digitally, because it's a really hard game to find right now. Why, I don't know, but the Attack on Titan and Attack on Titan 2, Attack on Titan 2 especially, is worth more.
Wow.
Yeah.
I wish I'd have had this price, because I didn't start streaming Valhalla until recently, and I bought it back in November. Oh, wait, but I don't play on PlayStation. I was like, I could have saved myself get it for half price. So if you play on PlayStation and you plan on grabbing AC Valhalla, which I highly recommend, beautiful game. Even if you're not streaming it, if you're just playing it locally, beautiful game to watch. Save yourself. It's like half price there. So take advantage.
Yep. Especially if you're not you're not into collecting, you don't care about digital. Yeah, but get it digitally. You always have it. You always be able to re-download it when you want it. Right. Stuff like that. All right, moving on. The PS Plus games, if you do have a PlayStation and you pay for PS Plus, which is PlayStation Plus, you get free games monthly. You get them on the PS5 and PS4. The free games for this month are Days Gone and Zombie Army Dead War 4. Now, Days Gone is kind of like a survival kind of game where you're in an open map, and you're basically trying to survive. You're a dude from a biker gang, I believe, and you're surviving against zombies and against your own gang members that are coming after you and stuff like that. So I haven't played it, but I got the gist of it watching the trailers, and I've known about it for a couple years. And Zombie Army Dead War 4 is basically like if you ever played the Sniper Elite games, it's basically the same thing, except it's survival. You're trying to go against hordes and hordes of zombies that are coming at you, basically like Call of Duty playing zombie mode, except for this is a little bit on crack with the whole animation that they have when you use a sniper rifle, and you can see the bones piercing and things like that when the bullet hits. It's pretty cool. So yeah, those are games to pick up. They're free. And they're free as long as you're a PS Plus member. So pick them up.
Anything on the Xbox this month?
Yes. So moving on, the Xbox Live Gold games this month. And if you have Xbox Live Gold, you get free games for the Xbox 360, Xbox One, and Xbox Series X. And the first ones are Vikings Wolves of Midgard. I have no clue what that is. I'm very sorry. I tried to understand what that was and looked it up, and I was just as confused as anything. So, but if you're into that game and you check it out, get it. It's free. And then there's Valhalla, which piqued my interest because it was hilarious, the name of this. Valhalla is Vicious Attack Llama Apocalypse. It's basically Vicious Attack Llama Apocalypse. So you're in a mech. You're in a mech like a Titanfall, basically. You're in a mech in a mech suit. It's a top-down shooter. It's a twin-stick shooter. And you're shooting tons and tons of killer llamas coming at you. It's the most hilarious thing I've ever seen in my entire life. I don't know why they want to kill llamas, but they're vicious attack llamas. And they're just coming at you. And you're basically just slaughtering them, all of them, in the game. And it's just waves and waves of llamas. So if you get a chance to download it, I already downloaded it. I haven't played it yet, but I downloaded it. I intend on streaming that because
I want to see this.
I want to
wanna
shoot
see the
llamas.
attack llamas.
And the other game is on the 360. You can play it on the Xbox One X or the Xbox or your Xbox One or Xbox Series X. It's Dark Void. I do not know really too much about this game, but like I said, it's free. Download it, play it if you like. It's kind of retro considering it's a 360 game. So, yeah, that's it for the the game deals this week.
Look out this week on Optimus Magnum's channel.
I'm going to be shooting llamas.
Attack Llama Apocalypse.
Yep. That's
So
a game for Ultra.
You know, that sounds like something that Ultra needs to master, right? He plays something else. You know, I saw the other day he sat down and he was playing another variant of Doom, and he starts his stream and then he beats it, and he's like, "So what now? What do I play now?" He didn't plan on playing something else afterward. He thought it'd take some more time, but surely the Attack Llamas have got to give the Ultralights some competition.
Yeah,
Llamas spit, right?
Yeah, gotta get tired of shooting demons all the time, you know? Why not just shoot some wildlife, you know, some llamas?
Demon, llama. Which one? Which one's
llama? Demons.
Yeah, llama, demon. It's kind of a scary thought, a conversation that probably shouldn't be had, though. Here we go. Only here on the part of the Noob Show, you're going to talk about llamas and demons. So, all right. So next week, always want to have the input of our community here on the Good Game Report. In the GGR Discord, if you go into the GGR roster, you're going to see a picture of this ugly mug and then the wonderful Prince of Puerto Rico to my side here. Right below that, there's an interaction for the Partner Noob Show. If you go in there and you click on that little emoticon down there, it'll actually open and unlock the Pardon the Noob Show channel for you. We love to hear from you as the community. If you'd like to hear us talk about something here on the show each week, or a one-time thing, whatever it is, please interact with us in there. We just got the channel fired up this week. We're going to be more talkative in there as we go forward. We'd love to hear what you, as a member of the community, want to hear about maybe next week or the week after, that kind of stuff. We want your ideas for future content as well. So yeah, all about the Discord. Optimus, as we kind of close up here, why don't you give us a personal plug for your stuff? Because as you mentioned, you're going to be streaming llamas this week.
Not this week, but I'll be playing it. Yeah,
not this week. He's going to be playing it.
Yeah, I'll be playing it soon, but yeah, not this week. But yeah, you can find me on YouTube. Everything for me is socially is Optimus Magnum. So Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, my YouTube channel, and my Twitch channel, all Optimus Magnum. Feel free to search me, watch me, and enjoy some of the content I put out there. I play a lot of retro and new stuff. As you see, I collect new and old, all games basically. And I enjoy just gaming. I love gaming. Gaming is a passion of mine. I love gaming with friends. I love co-op with friends. I just have a good time gaming and always like to enjoy interaction with people. So feel free to stop by, watch me on there. Also chat it up with me on the GGR Discord. There's no place like the GGR Discord. It's nothing but family in there. We all hang out. We all chill. We laugh. We share memes. We just giggle all day. We ask Peter to take his shirt off. It's amazing. It's a great time in the GGR Discord. And as always, Crego is the #1 main boomer of this Discord, and he's the man.
True story. Crego is the boomer. He's the head boomer. I'll go ahead and give you my plug as well. Recently just changed my stream schedule, put that out on Twitter and other socials. We're gonna fire up Sunday nights now, because I used to stream Apex on Saturday mornings. Obviously, the Part of the Noob Show is paramount on Saturday mornings now for me. You can check me out Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday at 11 p.m. Central on Twitch. If you want to visit my website, it's kind of wordy, so maybe the producer can type it in the chat. It's giocarepersempre.com. GIOCAREPERSEMPRE.com. I've kind of put everything in one place. You can get to all my socials there. You can get to my Twitch, my YouTube, my featured video for the week. I even made a section for Pardon the Noobs on there. Just really wanted to make a one-stop shop to kind of bring things together. And obviously, I've got that in my bio and that kind of stuff too. So check out the website sometime. Always a good place to find out what I'm doing when I'm doing it. And really appreciate that. I want to give a special thanks today. Actually, Optimus and I both do. We have a producer. This is being produced, right? My hands are here. Optimus, show your hands. See? Hands are up. It's not us driving this thing. There's somebody back in the back, and he's been watching everything that we're doing, making the scene transitions, that kind of stuff. Looks seamless and amazing. I want to give a big shout out to our producer, who should not be named. I'll give you guys a few guesses who might be technically capable of doing such a thing. I couldn't do it without him and the feedback from everybody. We've been working on this show for a few weeks now, and it's been all positive vibes from everybody. Really appreciate that. All the work that goes into this, and we're going to make it a weekly thing. So shout out to the producer. When he lets me name him, I'll name him, and we'll go from there. But just like any other GGR show, right? Part of the Noobs is a GGR show. It's all about the GGR community. Like Optimus said, get in our Discord. It's our heart and soul. We want to interact with you guys, right? We want to talk with you guys. If you need help with your streaming setup, if you want help through life in general, whatever, we're here for you. We're here as a community, as family, to interact with each other and take this journey together. I'm turning 42 next weekend and I'm still gaming, right? Why not, right? Doesn't matter how old you are, how young you are. This is a place where like-minded folks can get together and really support each other and help us grow together. Really appreciate everybody. In true GGR fashion, we are going to be doing a raid here. Unsure who that person is going to be, but we're gonna line up the raid right now. I want to say thank you once again to everybody who showed up here live. YouTube later this week. If you're checking this out later, thank you so much for tuning into YouTube and watching this. And then also, if you're listening to a podcast form later in the week, we love you. We'd love to see it. Thanks everybody, and we will see you next week.